Hey. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, family? Is the week? What, man, get off of here. They got me watching. Okay, next. Bro, they giving me a tour of the new Instagram. Calm down a bit, boy. I'll read it. Hey, man. But look, what's going on, family? It's your girl, Guru Chastity. And yo, I want to talk about asking yourself the right questions because I had a miraculous experience doing meditation today. And it's something that I have experienced before, but it's like when you do something the second time, it's like it gets better and better, right? And that's how we form habits and stuff, the sensations that we get off of it, the experience that we get from it, right? So look, y'all, I go into meditation and what I'm learning to do now is to maintain positive thinking. You have to ask yourself the right questions, right? Because this is what they left out, because they be telling us all the time, think positive. Positive thinking leads to positive outcomes. But here's the T, cuz I'm not purposely thinking negative on purpose. And most people would be like, bro, I want to think positive. Yes, I want to be successful. But can you allow yourself to think positively? Can you allow yourself to be successful is the real question, right? And so once I realized that thinking in itself was nothing more than the process of asking myself questions. So when I really sat down and thought about it, I was like, dang, most of the time when I'm thinking in my head, I'm just asking a question and solving it. The T is, who question am I answering? Was it generated by me, or am I focused on trying to answer somebody else's question, which leads to negative thinking and irrelevant fucking questions? Okay? So now it's like, okay, bet, I follow that, sis. So now you're saying to think positively. All I got to do is ask myself positive questions. Well, if we're normally used to asking ourselves, why don't I have enough time? Why don't I have enough money? Why does it look easier for other people? Why can't I stick to a schedule? You're asking questions that can only deduce a negative response, right? And here's the T. Here's the T. Is that when we are in our minds asking ourselves this stuff, we don't get a verbal response or an intellectual response or an intellectual answer. When we ask ourselves questions in our head, whether negative or positive, the answer shows up in our life, right? It shows up as our life. So when I used to ask myself, why don't I have enough time in the day? My life answered that for me, and it created a reality that never had enough time in the day. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Simple. So now, okay, it's like, boom, now I got you, sis. You saying in order to think positively, I have to ask myself positive questions. Now that I got a little bit of an example, let's run it. So boom, this is what happened in meditation. My mind be telling me, this not gonna work, bro. Try, Chastity, but whatever, it's not gonna work. That's what the mind is interchangeable with the word ego. My ego will be like, bro, it's not going to work. And I'm going to have to think of a way to answer this question for you. My mind does this all the time. So if you ask me, that's like coming from a dense reality and just thinking none of this mystical, magical shit going to work. And I don't believe all of this shit that I be doing. It had to make a believer out of me. Okay. And so that's what happened in this experience. So I laid down in the meditation, right? Laid on my back, casket ready style. Left hand on my heart, right hand on my solar plexus. Let's run it. I sit in there and I ask myself, I say, spirit guides, ancestors, ain't any. This is my question. Okay? Why am I able to stay in the present moment? Why am I able to do this? Right? So then we get into meditation and I keep thinking. I stop for a while and then I keep thinking. And then I'm like, okay, stop. I don't want to. Stop. I want to answer. And then I start thinking to myself, well, shit, if you sit here and try to think of why you're able to stay in meditation, you actually not going to get the real answer from your people. So, bruh, just ask the question and let it go. Just forget about it. Forget about it. Okay? That's really what you got to do. And so, boom, when I said forget about it, what happens is when I was in the meditative state, switching between thought and feeling is a scary ride. It's like, it really is like riding a roller coaster. When you want to switch from thinking to feeling, because the sensation of feeling really is like, woo, at least for me. Once I really like tap in and fall into my body, it feel loopy. I be laying in the bed and I be like, bitch, am I on the bed? Lord, oh my God. Like, what the hell is happening? Oh, right? And so for me, turning off thinking stops. It's like, stop fangirling, just breathe. It's okay. And so then I'm in the meditative and I'm staying with the feeling. I literally kept having to tell myself, I'm here. It's okay. This feeling is not overwhelming. You can just feel, for me, I was just feeling the rush of energy. I could literally feel my whole body at the same time. I could feel my feet while simultaneously feeling my hands. I could feel my hands and my feet while simultaneously feeling my arms. Everything was just lit up. It was lit up. And it's like trying to integrate that sensation without freaking out, without panicking. It's like going into a self-induced acid trip and not saying, hey, get me out of here, right? It's like, no, just breathe. When I breathed and I settled into it, the craziest thing happened. When I was in the meditative state, the only way that I was able to stay there was that I was in the present moment. The only way that I was in the present moment was because I was really looking. I was really looking, right? Normally, I am looking and thinking, which is not looking at all. I'm looking at the surface level of things, but I'm not really taking in the things. So even doing it right now, I'm just looking at the things on my shelf. It's really causing me to slow down. Then I realized, well, the only way to actually see and focus is to breathe. Now think about it. Think about something that you was working on or something that you was really trying to do and you had to focus. To get your eyes to focus in on whatever you're trying to see, you have to breathe. That's the only way to get your eyes into focus is by breathing, is by taking a deep breath. And it's like, oh, I can see. The moment that you're not in the present moment, your eyes are like blurry. Like you aren't really focusing in or looking at whatever is in front of you. So you really have to stop and breathe. And then it hit me that like, I can really see. Like I can really see. Like I can really take in my environment and don't. That's what staying in the present moment is just paying attention. Everything is always ready and available for us. We just not paying attention. But when you can consciously pay attention and not just get lost in the mental mind chatter, you're in the right spot, family. You in the right spot. And so when I realized that, I said, oh. Have you ever hung out with somebody or experienced somebody and they're like really looking at you? They're really listening to you. They're really paying attention. They're really taking in what you're saying. They're really absorbing it. And you feel seen and you feel heard. You feel listened to. That's the same vibe that you want to give experience in itself, right? Experience in itself. And so some of the questions that I started to deduce once I woke up from the meditation is, and then I pulled an oracle card, I pulled my oracle card for today. I've been pulling 3 for the last 3 days, building up to the full moon energy. And the card, I asked myself, I kept the question going. Why am I able to stay in the present moment? The card I flipped was in reverse, but it was humor. Right? Humor. It says, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. That's a good That's a good answer to the question. But the fact that it was in reverse told me that you got to stop being a boss baby. That was a good reminder. I'm a boss baby as fuck when I'm by myself. Like, I think about it. This is what I do for a living. I talk. Literally this. I communicate and I help other people. I make music. I make courses. I draw. I do graphic design for other healers in the community. Like, I do crochet. Like, every activity that I do is pure joy, right? But I make it so much like work and so serious that I don't always get to have a good time, because it's like you trying to make something shake out of something. Like, you can't never enjoy shit. And it's like, bro, chill. And so that's why that card showed up for reverse for me, because it's like, you have every opportunity to choose to focus on the lighter side of life, but you gotta stop. You gotta really look. When I'm not looking at the things that I'm really experiencing, I'm manhandling. It's like on to the next. It's just the pressure, right? And so that doesn't cause me to look. I may be doing something, but I'm thinking about getting it done. So I can't even really be in the present moment of doing it. You feel me? And then this is my last piece I'm going to share. When I was in yoga teacher training, I've said this before. They had us do this ending activity where they would randomly call your name and you would have to jump up, run around the room and start teaching yoga, right? Do this, do that. But you just had to engage and they just wanted to put you on the spot. Meantime, while the other students are going up, I'm in my head thinking about how I'm going to shake it, how I'm going to do it better because I just got to be fire every time I do something. Oh no, how could I never not be good at something the first try? Head ass, boy. That be me. And so I can't even pay attention to my fellow classmates do their thing because I'm too busy in my head planning out how I'm going to do it so I can get the ooh, ah, ah sensations from doing so good once they see me go, right? So then I go and then I do that. Like I'm up there, hype energy. We sway, hey. And everybody is feeling it. Then my teacher stopped me and say, I feel it and you're doing a good job, but I don't really feel like you're looking at me. I don't really feel like you're connecting with me. I just kind of feel like you're looking over me or you're looking through me. Like you're not really connecting and seeing me. I don't feel seen by you. And I said, dang, because I ain't seeing you. I was just in my head trying to get the applause. Like, you see what I'm saying? And I will never forget that moment. I will never forget that because it's a reminder, just like right now. You can't think and see at the same time. You can't talk and listen at the same time. Okay? So look, family. This is my spiel today. Make sure you asking yourself the right questions. Are you asking yourself the right questions? Tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, I'm doing oracle readings. Full moon in Virgo. Okay? We want to ask ourselves the right questions. What are you creating in life? Right? What obstacles are you ready to remove? And what can you do right here, right now in the present moment? Right? We want to start focusing on that positivity. So hit me up for an oracle reading. Because the ones I've been giving myself the last 3 days been healed. Okay? Until next time, I love you, fam. Peace out.